Dear girls, hello everyone. This is Oksana Rudko with you and my brand of knitted bags La Accessory. I'm continuing my series this year called New Year's Miniatures. And now I will show you how to crochet this lovely and festive New Year's bow for your Christmas tree, or to decorate a beautiful Christmas wreath using polypropylene cord with sparkling lurex 2 to 2.5 millimeters thick. Or you can make this bow using boucle yarn or any fancy yarn. The method I'll explain and demonstrate. Everything will be clear and you'll be able to crochet a bow of any size. We will be making the smallest version together. I will list these sizes below this video. That is, how many stitches I cast on. I'll show you the method and everything will become clear to you. Here is our cord. It's polypropylene with lurex. The cord thickness is 2 to 2.5 millimeters. This is Hobby Trend. Unfortunately, I don't have the color numbers recorded or the label saved, but I'll check and write the article numbers under the video so you can have a reference. Today we will be knitting with the red one, and as for the boucle yarn, I have a whole new skein of it. It's Hobby Trend. So regarding the article number, we have the milk color. Here it is, color 51018. You can check it on the website. We buy everything from the grafia.kiev website. You will need leftovers of any of these cords or yarn. If you plan to create a whole collection, you can buy 2 skeins and play around with the whole idea. As you can see, boucle yarn pairs really well with Hobby Trend. A shiny, decorative cord with a beautiful boucle texture looks very beautiful and attractive. It's extremely festive and cheerful, so I highly recommend using it for your projects. Well, let's start knitting this little one together step by step and enjoy the process. Before you begin, burn the end so it doesn't unravel. When I work with cord, that's 2 to 2.5 millimeters, I use a 3.5 millimeter hook. If you have thicker yarn, use a thicker hook. It's all directly proportional. Make a slip knot. Place the short end over the long end. Insert the hook from underneath into the loop you've made. Go under the working yarn, grab it and pull it through this newly formed loop. Just like that. This is our slip knot. And now please mark it with markers. Maybe there's too much going on here. On this square meter, so I'll tidy up a bit. So now we're going to cast on a certain number of stitches and immediately mark them with a marker. Do this with all your materials, boucle, any cord you're working with. So for a small bow, we need to start by making 10 chain stitches. Let's make
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When you reach the 10th stitch, pause for a moment to make sure you are in the right place. Place a marker on the 10th stitch, right here, so you can easily find this spot later and keep track of your progress as you continue working on your project. Next, we cast on 5 more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Place a marker on the 5th one. Next, we cast on 20 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's count together. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 13, then 14, followed by 15, 16, and 17. Next, we have 18 and 19, and finally, we reach 20. Place a marker on the 20th. Again, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, once again, the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Marker at 5. 20 again. 1, 2, 3. The next number, 4, 5. Coming after 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We put a marker. Here are the numbers in order: 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Marker. Then 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 2 lifting loops. 1, 2. Here is such a chain. Let's count how many loops we have. 10 plus 5 is 15, plus 20 is 35, plus 5 is 40, plus 20 is 60, plus 5, 65, plus 10, 75. And 2 lifting loops, we have a total of 77 loops. Now remember, when we crochet long sections, where there are 10 and 20, we work with the pattern using half double crochet stitches. When we work on the short sections, we make slip stitches. At first, we'll go through 1 bar and then through 2. I'll explain. So right now we have a long end, we yarn over, and we turn our chain like this so that these back loops are facing us. We skip 2 loops, 1, 2, and insert the hook under the third one. Inserted, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook and we yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Again, yarn over, insert the hook under the next back loop of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull the loop through all 3 loops. Don't stretch it, crochet tightly so that your pattern looks neat. Again, we yarn over and find the next back loop. Pay attention, if you lose track of the back loop, you can turn to the chain stitches, take a look, and then look back at the back loops. They'll become visible again. Insert your hook under the next back loop, yarn over, and you'll have 3 loops on the hook. We continue like this until we reach the marker, to the next marker. This is how we work a half double crochet into each back loop. This means that instead of inserting your hook under both loops at the top of the stitch, you will insert it into just the back loop, which is the one farthest from you. Working into the back loop only creates a subtle ridge and adds texture to your project. Continue making a half double crochet in each back loop across the row. Yarn over, back loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. This is how it looks visually. Continue to the marker. Keep moving like this. Just like that. We should end up with 10 stitches. Count them by the top horizontal loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1 left. We crochet it as well. And then where the marker is, we make slip stitches. Insert the hook under the back loop. You don't need to remove the marker yet. If it gets in your way, just move it. So you find the first back loop, grab the working yarn, and immediately make a slip stitch. Then you go under the next loop, grab the working yarn, and make another slip stitch right away. You need to make 5 of these slip stitches. The third one, the fourth, and the fifth, the fifth. Next, again we've reached the marker, we make a yarn over, we find the next back bar, insert the hook under it, grab the yarn, pull it through, and crochet 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, dive under. Go under the bar, grab the working yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on the hook. Simply create the stitch. You'll see that where the sections are long, they'll be wider and narrower. This way you move with half double crochets to the pink marker. Next, 5 slip stitches, then continue. Half double crochets, then 5 slip stitches, and then half double crochets again. Everything here is very logical and clear. Slip stitches are used on the short sections, and everywhere else you use half double crochets. Continue to the end on your own, and then I'll show and explain how to transition to the next row and how we knit the following rows. Just like that, as simple and as easy as that. We've almost finished the first row. We have 2 last bridges left. Pay attention here. There's a knot and a loop, and between them here is the bridge. We insert the hook into the second to last one, and into the last one. To check if you've crocheted the last one correctly, look here. If you have a braid and knots, then it's correct. We make 2 turning chains. 1, 2. Whenever you move to the next row in this pattern, you always make 2 turning chains. And we turn the work like this. I suggest leaving the markers in place until the very end of the project, until we start shaping the bow itself. For the second row, we crochet in the same way using half double crochets, but into the back loops of each braid. That is, into these right here. Bridges. Let me show you. We made a yarn over, and here is the first chain and its back bridge. Grab the working yarn, you have 3 loops on the hook, and you've made a stitch. You make a yarn over, then carefully find the back bridge of the next chain and gently grab the working yarn, pull it through, work the 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, dive under the back bridge of the chain, grab the working yarn, 3 loops on the hook, work them together. So you are diving under these back bridges and so on for 10 stitches. We have already worked 1, 2, 3, 4. We work the 5th. We work on the 6th day, as usual, as we always do. We work the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Now we move on to slip stitches, and note that we work the slip stitches under the entire chain. That is, we insert the hook under the whole top chain. It looks like this. The work is facing you, and you will insert the hook right here between the stitches. Insert it carefully. Here is your chain, yarn over and immediately pull through. Inserted. Under the whole chain, carefully yarn over with your hook and then gently pull through. 2. 3, 4, 5. After 5 stitches, make a yarn over, find it again, the back loop of the next chain, yarn over and make half double crochet. Yarn over, back loop, yarn over, pull through, crochet 3 loops on the hook. And so we continue accordingly. For the longer sections, we crochet into the back loop of each chain using half double crochet stitches. We work all of the shorter sections in the same way as this, making sure to follow the same method. Slip stitch through the entire loop. Continue like this until the end of the row. Let's transition together to the third row, and then continue on your own in the same way, crocheting upwards as much as you need for the width of your bow. I have 4 rows here. The last row can also be a bit specific depending on how you decide to do it. So let's keep going to the end and we'll meet there. All right, we're at the end of the row and we have the last stitch left. Here, just like this, the very last stitch right here, this is exactly how it looks when you finish. Done crocheting, all done. 2 turning chains, 1, 2. Turn your work over and then proceed in the same way to the next step. We yarn over. We carefully find the back loop of each stitch in the row. Grab the working yarn and then crochet a half double crochet. Yarn over and crochet. Yarn over and then crochet again. So here, with each and every row that you work, you will always end with 2 turning chains at the end of the row. This is important to remember because it helps maintain the structure and consistency of your crochet project. And we always crochet the long sections through the back loops. We always crochet the short sections through the top of the stitch. The stitches can face different directions. You just hook them with your crochet hook and crochet. Let's get to the markers. We'll crochet a bit together and then you can continue on your own to make the bow as wide as you need. The last one, the 10th. And we find it after a thorough search. We find the stitches. We grab the working yarn and we make a slip stitch. And we carefully crochet 5 such braids in total using the same technique with slip stitches. It's somewhat tight here, but keep the tension steady, don't loosen up. Let it be a little tight. But it should look nice. 5. Again, we yarn over and crochet into the back loop. That's how we proceed. If you want to repeat an identical bow like this one, like this bow, then we work 4 rows. I might make this one a bit wider and show you the last row how to crochet it. You can simply crochet it like this, and that's it. Actually, this bow was made just like that. Nothing extra was added here. Well, I'll show you a bit more of what you can do. I crocheted 3 rows carefully and patiently, and then decided to do the 4th row a bit differently. Actually, to crochet this particular part a little differently, so that it stays narrower in this section, and this part becomes wider. So we will fold our bow like this, and these will be the tails. I want to keep the tails narrower and make this part wider. Actually, you can crochet the 4th row the same way, or the way I'm doing it now. This is what I was talking about when I said I would show another way. So here I made 2 turning chains, but you actually don't need to make 2. We make 1 turning chain, turn the work, and crochet slip stitches into the back loops. Like this. So we're not really widening our crochet here. Well, maybe just a little bit. So this is how we move along the back loop. When we reach the marker, we don't crochet into the back loop, but instead we crochet through the entire chain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now using the entire chain, we crochet these parts. Yes. 4, 5. And here, where we cast on 20 stitches, we crochet as usual, a yarn over, and into the back loop we work a row of half double crochet. So, you understand? We only need to widen this part. We leave these as narrow as possible. And you can play around with the number of rows, meaning you can crochet 5 rows, 5, and so on. You can also make them all the same size if you want. This part is up to you. It's just an idea that can really visually help you make your bow look even prettier. Finish crocheting according to what I explained. Now we'll carefully finish this part with slip stitches for the last 10 stitches, just the same way. And then we'll shape our bow. I've reached the last tail now, and I'm moving along the back loops with a single crochet. Don't lose the last bump while pulling out the loop. And here's what we have. We need to fold your bow like this, with the narrow parts facing each other. And this is how it looks for you. Very, very neat. And I like that it's a bit wider here than it is here. I'll leave it like that. I cut the yarn. We also remove the markers. We hide the ends so they are not visible for a clean look. You can sew them in a bit later. For now, I just tucked them into the knitting a little, but we'll sew them in a bit later. Let's shape our bow. So here's what we have. We fold the bow, either this side or that side. It really doesn't matter here. So like this, I like this one. I folded it like this. Now, we need to take a certain length, so please take a few meters of your cord, making sure it is long enough for what you need. It's better to have more than less. Fold both ends in half, like this. We folded it twice, so our cord is folded. The cord. And now we wrap it like this, making a loop for the center of our bow. And we thread the cord, the ends through this loop. Pull it through and tighten. Adjust it evenly, just the way you need it. Next, carefully wrap it around, making sure the cord is laid out evenly, so everything looks nice. Right now, I really like that a narrow stripe has formed here, and I don't want it any wider. That's how I did it. Next, I take the hook, and I thread this hook under all the wrapped part. I grab the ends and pull them through here. Then I dive the tie under this whole thing. But so that the hook doesn't go completely under all the threads, but one is left out. So look, I do it like this. I pull it through, then I skip this one, and then I pull it through again. Here, I bring the hook out, but there's still a thread left under it. That is, there should be a thread left under the hook on this side and on this side. And we grab one of the ends, kind of making this manipulation to tie it all together. Here we adjust it so everything looks nice. And then again, we bring the cords to the center, threading under a few strands each time, depending on how many you have. But do it in a way that doesn't ruin the visual appearance. So make sure to check from this side and from this side. I do it the same way. You might have a completely different method. The main thing is that it looks good and doesn't ruin the visual, like this. Here's what we have here. You can adjust everything. And basically we're shaping it like this. But it comes out from one side, from one spot. Let me see, maybe over here. To make it look nicer. So here you adjust visually to see what you get. Yes. Like this. And that's it. And once you've shaped it and everything looks good, you cut the length you need, and here you'll need to tie a knot. For example, like this. We tie a knot. This is how we tighten it. We pull it back and be sure to cinch these ends. So they don't unravel. Like this. These ends, we tuck them in. If the bow is facing us like this, we tuck them behind. You can cinch them and glue them down on the dark cord. This won't be visible. On black, nothing will be visible at all. Let's try it. This is the fastest way. So you tuck it in a little, then you take it. Cut it almost to the base, but leave a tip of a couple of millimeters. You cinch it and press it down like this. When it gets tucked in, everything is just perfect. Great, you can do it this way and it will be absolutely wonderful. Here we do the same thing. We carefully hide the knot. We hid under that number of barrels and did the same manipulation. Yes, and also here or here. Here, okay. Next I cut it, leaving a couple of millimeters. In short, it's actually a meticulous job. And we cinched it. And you can't see it. If you have a light colored cord, it's better to sew the ends so that nothing is visible. And this is the kind of ornament in the shape of a bow that we got for your Christmas tree. Here we tightened it a bit. Here you can already adjust everything. And this is the beauty we've created together. If we're talking about working with boucle yarn, then use a bigger hook. I use a size 4 hook, you can use 4.5 as well. Next we look for the tail end. This is the trickiest part. Found it quickly. And now we're going to do a bit of improvisation. I'll crochet a small bow. Just a reminder, I have one like this. The calculations will be under the video, check them out. I'll show you the basic principle of crocheting just so you understand how to work with boucle yarn. There's nothing complicated here, and it's actually easier because you don't have to follow any specific pattern. I'm just explaining the technique, that's all. We start the same way with a slip knot. I'm using a size 4 hook, and let's just randomly, okay, I'll chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gently stretching the stitches, crocheting a bit more loosely than I normally would because boucle yarn tends to tangle quite a lot and you really can't see the stitches very well. I've chained 5, so my starting tail will consist of exactly 5 stitches. Next. The gap is short, so let's make it 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Marker. You really need markers here. Only use the markers to guide you because you can't see the stitches. Next, let's do 10 for this main part. We start with the number 2, which comes right after 1. Next is 3, 3, followed by 4, then 5. We have 6, then 7, 8, and 9. Finally, we reach 10, which completes our counting sequence from 2 all the way up to 10. I'm pulling the loops out very far. Basically, it turns out to be the same as with the polyfiber cord, actually. Next. 1, 2, 3. Markers. I think the principle is clear here. Next, again 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't need to pull on it right now. Instead, it's better to tie it again to make sure it is secure and won't come loose. Taking a moment to retie it can help prevent any problems later. The power is about to go out soon, so please make sure you are ready and have finished any important tasks before the electricity is turned off. Let's count together. We do 3, 1, 2, 3, and we do 5. You can't see the loops where you hook the brake. We do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Thanks to this helpful marking, you'll be able to easily see what you're crocheting. Don't forget to make 2 turning chains. 1, 2. And up to the marker, crochet half double crochets into the holes that are convenient for you wherever you poke through. So here we're working more or less at random. Here's your reference point. The length you need to cover. It's best not to widen it. You can check yourself by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can crochet more tightly if you want. The main thing is not to change the size of your tail too much. So you get the idea, you're moving toward the marker. Here I go. I'm looking for a spot to poke through. It's not very convenient. It's not the same working with boucle yarn in this regard. Feels nice. Doesn't it? Here, I also get really confused. Like this. Next, we've reached the marker. We don't remove the markers, we keep knitting with them until the end. And we crochet slip stitches right here. Here we have 3 slip stitches wherever you inserted the hook. That's where you make the yarn over. And half double crochets. Yarn over, half double crochets. We proceed in the same way as when we crochet with polypropylene cord. Use the markers to guide you on where to decrease and where to increase. That's it. We crochet to the width we need. When turning, we make 2 turning chains. And next I'll show you how to join it. We'll do it with a polypropylene cord. I'll also show you how to edge it with the cord. So, I've crocheted this lovely piece of fabric by hand. When I fold it, I really like how it looks. It turns out to be a cute puffy little bow. I cut the yarn. The boucle yarn is quite easy to hide. You just hide it inside the crocheted fabric. And to make sure it doesn't unravel, you hide it like this. See this little loop? You take it and pull it through again as if you're making a knot. Once you've made the knot, hide it a bit more and then cut it somewhere. If you want, you can even sew it down for extra security. Really, really secure, but I don't sew it down. And here you can do the same thing as before, just like you did previously. Hide it so it won't unravel. Even if it pops out somewhere, it still won't unravel. That's it. Next, we can remove the markers. Of course, we can already see everything. I tied this bow after I had joined everything together. But now I'll try a slightly different approach because there are a lot of ends there. If we start tying it now, there will be fewer ends. Let's take our shiny thread. And we need to start from the point where it narrows, right at the very beginning of the bow part. Insert the hook, carefully grab the working yarn, gently pull up a loop, and then make a slip stitch. Move in a random pattern as you crochet. You can make the stitches tighter or leave larger loops, whatever is more comfortable for you. That is, you insert the hook into the crochet at any level you like. Pull up the working yarn and secure it with single crochet stitches. Insert, pull through, crochet. Insert, pull through, crochet. I also crochet around the tail, although that's not necessary. Insert, pull through, crochet. This is how we do the edging process. Yes, you can absolutely make it just a little bit tighter if you want to. On the narrow part, I suggest doing it like this, because working in a limited space requires extra care and attention. Make sure to move slowly and focus on each step to ensure accuracy and control. Not with edging, but with slip stitches. We don't widen. The crochet. Now we continue with the edging process once more, carefully, just as we did before. I really like the combination of boucle and this shiny thread. It just looks so wonderfully festive, doesn't it? As you can see, I don't suggest tying off the tails, although you could crochet all around the edge. So I'm demonstrating this. I think it's clear that we're moving along the edge. The only thing is, here we need to move over to this spot. Well, let's do that with slip stitches. It will all be hidden anyway. I hope this won't make it bulky because actually I'm doing this for the first time. So here you joined with slip stitches, then made a loop like this and crochet in this direction. And you move along like this over here. So this part is edged the same way as this one. Here, we'll close it together and form a bow. Alright, we've reached the narrowing. Here we use slip stitches. Like this, pull the yarn through. Please cut off the end simply. This is the front side of the bow, where the braids are facing us. So we carefully tuck our tail inside here, making sure it is hidden away. We hide it, keeping it out of sight so that it stays safe and protected. And you can either sew it in or burn it off the same way. Here we have another tail just like before. We hide it inside. I'll burn it and glue it down. If you're making it for sale or as a gift, then of course it's better to do all this properly. Not to burn it, but to sew it on, but at the moment when the lights went out. Now we'll turn on the lamp and continue. So, here is our blank piece. We fold it like this. This is what we get. Now we're going to join them together. I've carefully prepared my shiny sparkling cord, making sure it's just right. Just like we did before for the beautiful bright red bow. I'm repeating the process. I grab the end. I pull it through the loop. We even it out here. Like this, for example, or for instance, and this is the handle for the... I'm checking how it looks. I won't make the center any wider. It looks nice like this. And I repeat the process. So I took a slightly smaller hook. I'm repeating the process I'm showing you. I insert the hook under all the winding and pull it through. Both ends simply go here, only the loop itself. You might want to quietly slip out or perhaps sneak away along this thread, but we don't let it. Here's our front side. Next, here we pull out, as you can see at this point, one cord right here. Let's take a look. And you can gently pull out another one here, making sure it is a bit closer to the center than before. This helps us to bring the arrangement together more evenly. So, we need to carefully gather these two ends, moving them both closer to the center to create a neater and more balanced look. And maybe like this. Look for your own options. Maybe you have some other idea. Oh, but it turned out nicely. See, this way I brought them to the center and it still looks nice here. And that's it. I'm cutting it. Like this. Next, we make a knot. You can trim it a little more. And we carefully singe it just a little bit. And here we have a boucle bow ready, beautifully crafted and finished to perfection. And here is a big boucle bow which stands out with its impressive size and elegant appearance. But the small one, I think, is just fantastic, truly remarkable in its own unique way. Very beautiful, with a delicate charm and a lovely, graceful look that makes it especially appealing. Dear girls, with the whole collection of bows, I am wrapping up this atmospheric masterclass on creating Christmas miniatures, a series I started this year. I am very inspired to create new pieces, so stay tuned for more masterclasses. These will be free video tutorials on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and keep an eye out for announcements. I post announcements on Instagram, TikTok, and Telegram. If you haven't subscribed there either, please do. There are links to everything here on YouTube. Or write to me and I'll help you. I'm grateful to everyone who creates using my tutorials, who is interested in my work, and who wants to keep learning from my lesson. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope your New Year's miniatures will decorate your home. You will be able to create lovely gifts for your loved ones. It's very, very beautiful and incredibly cute. It creates a sense of coziness and warmth. I look at this little bow, made from boucle, and I just admire it so much I can't take my eyes off it. I think, honestly, I like all of them, but this one, this particular one, it just goes directly to my heart. Well, I'm going to wrap up this masterclass. Thank you all for your attention. This was Oksana Rudko with you. My brand of knitted bags is La Accessory. See you at the next masterclasses.